Yeah, so I'm going to be demoing Autopilot for Maestro today. This feature is already currently available in public preview. We're targeting GA in the 2510 timeframe. And so to access Autopilot for Maestro, you can just click on the Autopilot icon here in the right panel within the Maestro canvas. It will also be open by default whenever you start a new agentic process. And so really Autopilot for Maestro is intended to help users get started more easily when it comes to building out complex business processes within the Maestro canvas. And so you can see here within the default chat, I have a couple of prompts that I can use to get started. These are just horizontal business processes. And for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to go with invoice processing. But really, you can type in any type of business process that you want to create in natural language, and Autopilot will generate a BPMN diagram for you. Now, in addition to text to BPMN, we also have the ability to attach a file and have that automatically be converted into a BPMN diagram. So you can see there's support for images, and that's already live in prod. And there's some other file types you see here as well, such as PDFs, Word documents for the PDD scenario, as well as Visio diagrams that we're planning on adding support for soon, as this is in the alpha environment. Great. So you can see here that Autopilot was able to generate a diagram based off of my prompt. I'm going to go ahead and click accept. And let's say I want to make a small incremental change. I want to ask it to add a step after the post invoice to SAP step. So can you add an additional step for notifying vendor of approval after the post invoice to SAP step? And let's see what it's able to do. So during model generation, we also have this card here within the chat where you can actually see in detail every single element that was either added, updated, or deleted. So because this was just creating it from scratch, you're only going to see added elements. But if there were elements that were added, or sorry, updated or deleted, you'll see those in yellow and red as well. Great. So it looks like it was able to generate that additional step that I asked for right here for notifying the vendor of approval. One thing I want to call out here is that when you're not creating a model from scratch and you're making incremental edits, we actually have a diff view here where you can directly compare your old BPMN model with the new BPMN model that Autopilot is suggesting. So I'm going to go ahead and click accept here, and we'll see that the change that Autopilot suggested is now reflected on the canvas. Great. So I also do want to quickly demo the Visio to BPMN scenario. So like I mentioned, we have some additional file types that are going to be supported soon as well. So here I have a Visio diagram that is just for a basic debit card transaction process. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that file here. So it'll automatically say, can you convert this to a BPMN diagram for me? And while we're waiting for it to generate, I also want to call out some of the other capabilities that Autopilot is able to help you with. So today, I'm really only demoing the initial model generation, but we have other capabilities as well that support implementation scenarios, such as writing expressions via natural language, as well as being able to suggest certain activities, such as automations, agents, action apps, integration service connectors, and so forth, that you have access to within Orchestrator that you can then use to configure the tasks of your model with. And we also have general Q&A that you can ask Autopilot to answer general questions about BPMN and Maestro, as well as specific questions about your current process model. Great. So this was what it was able to generate. Looks fairly close to the Visio diagram here. And I'm going to go ahead and click accept. And now it's reflected on the canvas. So that was all I wanted to demo today. In addition to the capabilities I mentioned, we're actively working on a lot of new features. So expect to see some new features that I'll be demoing at future demo days in the coming months.